Mine are playing with the doggy dogs. They're being good little boys and girls today. They're funny, man. They are hilarious. The girl's a lot more aggressive than the male, though. He just wants to chill. She's always trying to bite and fight. It's funnier than hell. It's not what the video's about, though. My neighbor pulls up to me. I'm working on my car today. You know, I got working on my car. I was trying to get them fixed. Pain in the ass. I have an electrical Grand Prix that just popped out of nowhere. I think I know where it is, though. But, dude pulls up. He's like, "You work on cars?" I'm like, "Yeah." We start talking. And he's like, "Man, I know you from somewhere." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, man. Like, I've met a lot of people in my life. I couldn't tell you." He's like, "I know." He's like, "I remember you." I'm like, "Where from?" He's like, "You were that dude." And he went on to explain the situation. I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." I got to a fight with about 7 people. Like, I had an option. I could have walked the other way. It probably wouldn't have ended up good anyway. But instead of it, I just bit the bullet. And, you know, principle above consequence, right? And it's like, "You're fucking crazy." He's like, "You know what was funny about that?" He's like, "I remember you." He's like, "I couldn't tell you what any of the other dudes look like." I think it says something. I think it says how people view that, you know, principle mindset. Go hard, go home. Principle over consequence. But I don't know. This thought was funny. And this was like 10 years ago. Yeah, it was 10 years ago that shit happened. 11 years ago. And he remembered me. Weird. But people remember that. And that's why they don't want to show anybody who does that. That's why anybody that stands up for what's right, they're passed off as a criminal. You're told they're a criminal. You're never given the complete story of what happened. Sorry, they're throwing a party over there. And how many people have we seen on the 11 o'clock news that was a quote-unquote criminal that was nothing more than fighting for their own freedom? We'll never know. Our government, you know, has stolen the lives of many people. You know, I almost wonder if, you know, put myself out there on YouTube is a risk in the sense that, you know, they're going to come after me eventually. I'm sure, you know, especially with all this key card stuff going on. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully it ends where it's at. We don't find it here anyway. But let me is the only problem. Find me here. And you know, they create crimes where there's no crime being committed. Just like the auto key card. That, I mean, like, think about that. A man was arrested for manufacturing machine guns, and clearly it was not machine guns. It was a paperweight, pen holders, and a bottle opener. If you've seen anything else other than that, that's a you problem. Yes, it had a design on it that was inspired by something, but it was an inspirational design. It wasn't an exact copy design, you know. It's unbelievable. It was a solid piece of steel, no matter how you look at it. You know, if you wanted to commit a crime and create that thing they're saying it is, I don't want to say it just because I don't want the algorithm to pick it up or, you know, put me somewhere. But if it was this thing, you could go draw it on the hood of your truck. Would that make the hood of your truck a machine gun? Or this fire pit right here, would that make the fire pit a machine gun? You know what I mean? Like, is that a drop in autos here? I got 2 fire pits here. I built this one. This one's the one I built. Actually, I never got it done. See the big piece of metal weld to the side of it? I never got it done. It's too heavy to lug around. I'm not lugging that bitch around. It works fine for what it's for, how it is. One day I'll finish it. But you know, like, and they put you in a position like, what do you do? What do we do, Justin? What's Justin going to do? You know, hopefully he contacts somebody soon, and we can start a GoFundMe, or probably not a GoFundMe, we can start some sort of fundraiser through his lawyer, through an attorney or something, to raise funds. You know, you have everybody. I messaged John Crumble this morning. Didn't know it was him at the time, but I figured it out. And kind of just told him, like, you're saying, like, think about what you're saying. You and Matt from CRS Firearms, but you're saying there was a drawing of a lightning link on there. That's not true. That's not what Justin would say. If you talk to Justin, he would say it was a drawing inspired by the lightning link. It's an inspirational piece of artwork. Nothing more. Nothing more. And now he's facing, you know, he's 40 years old. He's facing everything, losing his life. But they don't care because he's just one person. And a lot of people won't care because he's just one person. There's a lot of people in that quote-unquote 2A community that feel like he broke the law. I mean, that says a lot, I think. Not that he broke the law, that they're fucking stupid. Even if it was this thing that, and that's what most people don't understand, even if you was to buy, let's say you was going to buy a transferable lightning link, or I wouldn't say it, let's say you was going to buy one that's transferable, it alone would not make any rifle sold today on the market shoot full auto. In fact, if you put it in any rifle today on the market, first it would have to fit. Second, if it did fit, it would make it to where it didn't fire at all. It would not let the bolt go into battery. You have to have a very specific bolt, a very specific lower, very specific parts to make it work. It's ridiculous, man. So really what they're saying is that bolt, which you can buy right now from Young Manufacturing or whoever. I think Young Manufacturing is where we looked it up at just last night. Because I told somebody I didn't even know if they sold them. They're like, well, Young Manufacturing sells them. But if you was to buy that bolt from Young Manufacturing without nothing else, does that mean you have a machine gun? So like, it doesn't make sense, right? If you have an auto key card that you have to break the law and cut something out of it that it's not, it's a machine gun. But if you buy this bolt carrier group over here that plays 50% of the parts that you need to make this thing work, it's not a machine gun. I mean, like, it makes no sense. They're creating crime is what they're doing. If there's not a law that you're breaking, they will break the law or bend the law so that you're breaking it. So it's like, it's unreal. It's unreal. But I don't know what we're going to do. Hopefully hear from Justin soon. But have a good day, y'all.